Hello students, this is Shachi. Welcome to my channel Crack Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss a class 10th topic. The name of the topic is Chemical Reactions and Equations Part 7, in which we will discuss displacement reactions. Children, before starting, I want to remind you to subscribe my channel for getting information about further important uploads, and press the like button if you like this video and share this video with your friends also. So now come with me and let's crack chemistry. Students, our topic is displacement reactions. I will start our discussion with an activity. Students, you have to take two test tubes. You can name these test tubes as A and B. In each test tube, you will take around 10 ml of copper sulfate solution. And you have to take 3 iron nails also. You will tie 2 iron nails with the help of a thread and hang them in the copper sulfate solution in test tube B, as it is shown in this figure. And test tube A you will leave as it is. One of the iron nail you will keep aside for comparison and leave this setup for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you take out the iron nails from the test tube B. What you will observe? You will observe that iron nails which were greyish in color turn into reddish brown, and the iron nail which was kept aside for comparison will remain as it is. I mean to say, it will remain greyish in color. And you will also observe that copper sulfate solution in the test tube B fades away and its color changes from blue to pale green. The points which I have discussed with you just now have been shown here. You can see that in test tube A, the color of copper sulfate solution remain as it is, whereas in test tube B, the color of the copper sulfate solution fades away. In fact, it turns pale green. In this diagram, color of copper sulfate solutions in two test tube A and B have been given here. As the test tube A was left as it is, you can see the color of copper sulfate solution in test tube A remains same. I mean to say, it remains blue in color. But in test tube B, after 20 minutes, you can see that blue color fades away and it changes to pale green. And this picture shows the change in color of iron nail before and after the experiment. Here you can see the iron nail which was kept aside for comparison is greyish in color. But the iron nail which was dipped in copper sulfate solution, you can see that it turns reddish brown. You can find a reddish brown deposition on the iron nail which were dipped in setup B. Why this is happening? Children, in this activity, a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. So the activity which we have discussed here, iron was more reactive metal than copper. So when iron was placed in the salt solution of less reactive metal, which was copper sulfate here, iron displaces less reactive metal copper from copper sulfate solution. So such type of reactions are called as displacement reactions. We can define displacement reaction as a reaction in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. So following reaction takes place during this activity. I am going to write the reaction. Reaction is iron nail. So I am writing here FeS. S stands for the solid state. Plus copper sulfate CuSO4 AQ, aqua. AQ represent that we have taken aqua solution of copper sulfate. Just now we have discussed that as iron is more reactive than copper, it will displace copper from its salt solution. So the products will be Cu solid plus FeSO4 aqua. Color of copper sulfate solution, as you know, it is blue in color, fades away and changes to pale green due to the formation of ferrous sulfate. And you will find the deposition of reddish brown colored copper on iron nails. Whatever points I have discussed with you are written here in these 3 slides. This is first slide, this is second slide, and this is the third slide. So we can conclude that the reactions in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution are called as displacement reaction. One question must be arising in your mind, that how to predict which metal is more reactive. The answer of this question lies in a series which is called as reactivity series. So children, what is reactivity series? Reactivity series is the arrangement of metals in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So the metal which is placed at the top of the reactivity series will be most reactive, and the metal which is present at the bottom of the reactivity series will be least reactive. I will also tell you a very simple way to learn the whole reactivity series. You will never forget it and you will never commit a mistake. And I will also tell you how a question is asked in your board exams. So children, this is your reactivity series. How can you learn it? You can learn it as PSC Mezintl, Mazintl, H chap. I am repeating it. PSC Mezintl H chap. So P stands for potassium here. S stands for sodium, C stands for calcium, M stands for magnesium, A stands for aluminium, Z stands for zinc, I stands for iron, N stands for nickel, T stands for tin, L stands for lead, H stands for hydrogen. A very interesting thing I am going to tell you after discussing this reactivity series. C stands for copper, H stands for mercury, A stands for silver, another A stands for gold, and in the last you have P. P stands for platinum. So this is a very simple way to learn the whole reactivity series. And you can see here, first A, out of these two A's, first A represents silver and the second A represents gold. It means silver is more reactive than gold. Then another interesting point I am going to discuss with you. You can see here that this is the reactivity series of metals. But in this reactivity series we have placed hydrogen also, which is a non-metal. So you definitely must be thinking why hydrogen, which is a non-metal, has been placed here. I will tell you the reason for this. Children, hydrogen has a tendency to lose electrons also. After losing electrons, it forms H plus ion, which is called as hydrogen ion. There are some metals which have very less reactivity. They lose electrons even at a slower rate than hydrogen. That's why hydrogen has been placed in this reactivity series of metals. The metals which are placed above hydrogen lose electrons more readily than hydrogen, and the metals which are placed below hydrogen lose electrons even at a slower rate than hydrogen. So, with the help of this very simple mnemonic, you can learn reactivity series and you will never commit mistakes in your exam. Children, in board exam, they ask a question, write the product of the reaction. So, if you have been given a displacement reaction, you have to see carefully whether the metal which is reacting with the salt solution is more reactive or less reactive. If a less reactive metal reacts with the salt solution of a more reactive metal, the reaction will not take place. I will explain you this point with the help of few examples in the next slides. So I am going to discuss few more examples here. First I will take the example of reaction between zinc and copper sulfate. Children, formula of zinc is Zn. S represents the physical state here. So Zn plus CuSO4. CuSO4 aqueous. CuSO4 is copper sulfate. Its color is blue. So when zinc is treated with copper sulfate solution, you have to think whether the reaction takes place or not. For that, you have to look at the reactivity series. I am going back to the previous slide to see where is zinc and where is copper. So you can see here zinc is here, which is written by the letter Z, and copper is present after hydrogen, after H. So now it is clear to you that zinc is more reactive than copper. So definitely this reaction will take place because zinc is more reactive than copper. So how the reaction will take place? Zinc will replace copper from copper sulfate solution and will form ZnSO4 aqueous plus copper solid. So what will happen after this reaction? Blue color solutions will become colorless because of the formation of zinc sulfate solution here. Now if you look at the reverse reaction, I mean to say if copper is added to zinc sulfate solution, I know that you are able to answer correctly. This reaction will not take place. Why this reaction will not take place? Because copper being less reactive than zinc cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. So no reaction. Now I will discuss one more example of displacement reaction. In this example we are taking Pb. Pb is lead plus copper chloride, CuCl2 aqueous solution we have taken. The color of copper chloride solution is green. Now, whether this reaction will take place or not, we will again check our reactivity series. In reactivity series, you see where is lead. Children, lead is here, which is shown here with the help of the letter L. And what was another element? Another element was copper, which is shown here with the help of the symbol C. So it is clear to you as copper is less reactive than lead, definitely lead will displace copper from copper sulfate solution. So what will be the product? The product will be PbCl2 plus copper solid. So PbCl2 is lead chloride, its aqueous solution is colorless. So you can see that during this displacement reaction, the color changes from green to colorless, and you will find the reddish brown deposition of copper on the surface of lead. I hope it is clear to you. Now we will discuss few NCERT problems. First question is that why does the color of copper sulfate solution change when an iron nail is dipped in it? Children, the same point we have discussed with the help of an activity. So you have seen that when an iron nail is dipped in copper sulfate solution, iron being more reactive than copper displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. As a result of which the blue colored copper sulfate solution changes into pale green color and with the deposition of reddish brown color on the surface of iron nail. The change which is taking place I am going to write here with the help of a chemical reaction. I hope this explanation is clear to you. Now the next question. In this question you have been given a chemical reaction and they are asking you to identify the reaction. So you can see here this reaction involves the reaction of Fe2O3, which is ferric oxide with aluminium. The products are aluminium oxide and iron. So the reaction is Fe2O3 plus 2Al gives you Al2O3 plus 2Fe. So for answering this question, we will go to previous slide and we will check there out of iron and aluminium which is more reactive metal. So this is our reactivity series. Where is iron? You can see that iron is shown here with the help of a letter I. Then where is aluminium? You can see here aluminium is shown here with the help of the letter A. As aluminium is more reactive than iron, it can displace iron from Fe2O3. So you can see here that aluminium being more reactive than iron displaces iron from Fe2O3 and the products are Al2O3 and Fe. So the answer will be displacement reaction. So the above reaction is an example of displacement reaction. Now another NCERT question. In this question, you have to write the balanced chemical equation for the following and you have to identify the type of reaction also. This question involves the reaction of magnesium solid plus hydrochloric acid aqua, and the products are magnesium chloride aqua plus hydrogen gas. So we will write the symbol of magnesium. The symbol of magnesium is Mg. Physical state we will represent by the letter S, plus hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is HCl. We will write here aqua. They react together and form magnesium chloride. The formula of magnesium chloride is MgCl2 aqua plus hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas is H2. So we have written the skeletal equation. A skeletal equation means unbalanced equation we have written. Now we will check whether the reaction is balanced or not, because you have been asked to write a balanced chemical equation. So you can see here magnesium atoms are balanced here in reactant side and product side. Both side you have 1 magnesium atom. If you look at the hydrogen atom, in the reactant side you have only 1 hydrogen, but in the product side you have 2 hydrogens. So for balancing hydrogen, we will write 2 on the left hand side of HCl. Now hydrogen is balanced in both reactant side and product side. The number of hydrogen atoms are 2 and 2. Now look at the last element, chlorine. In the reactant side you can see here we have 2 atoms of chlorine, and in the product side also we have 2 atoms of chlorine. So we have written a balanced chemical equation. Now what is the last part of the question? Last part of the question is you have to identify the type of reaction. So if you look at this reaction carefully, you can easily predict that in this reaction, magnesium atom is displacing hydrogen from HCl and forming MgCl2 plus hydrogen gas is liberated. So this reaction is an example of displacement reaction. I hope it is clear to you. Children, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you understood each and every point. In case of any doubt, please post your doubts in the comment box. Please subscribe my channel and press the like button if you like this video, and share this video with your friends also. Don't forget to watch the next video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.